guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Naz. If you are new here, we talk about all things lifestyle, beauty, and fashion. But today, we're gonna dive into a studio talk. I'm super excited. If you are a returning subscriber, shout out to you, girl. Oh, you already know what it is. We go together real bad. I'm super excited for this video, like I just said, honey, because I've had my content studio. I've had this space for 3 years, almost 3 years now. But I'm going into my second year of like really doing the thing with the content space, and it's not fully done. Listen, it has been a journey, honey. But I figured why not sit down and answer some of the questions that you guys have around just having a creative studio. Some of you guys are thinking of opening your own studio. Some of you guys just have questions in general. A lot of people think it's my home. It is not my home, but we're gonna dive into all of that right now. Okay, so I asked you guys on Threads and I asked you in my Instagram stories to ask me questions regarding the studio, because I knew I was going to be here today and I just wanted to answer questions while I was in the studio. And I also wanted to show you guys the studio. I've never done like a studio video, a designated video just for the studio. Don't ask me why, girl. We're doing it now, okay? We're doing it now. But I'm gonna open up Threads. I think I got the most questions in Threads. So if you guys are on Threads, like, hey girl, hey. I literally have been, I don't want to say addicted, because I've been popping in and popping out. Some of y'all know who you are, have been on this app all day and all night. Go to sleep. But no, I've really been enjoying it. So we have quite a few replies. Some of them are repeat questions, so I won't like answer those obviously, but let's jump into it. I'm just gonna go straight down. All right, Jamila, she said, your studio is beautiful. What platforms do you market on for others to book? That is a great question, Jamila. So I am on Peerspace, and I also built out a website where you can like see different events. I host monthly events here for other creatives. So if they want to come and join those events, they would go to the Studio 314 website to book those or see like upcoming events and stuff like that. But you can book on the website or you can book through Peerspace. I really like having my studio on Peerspace specifically because I don't really have to do much marketing. If people are looking for a space in Minnesota, I will pop up. If they're looking for a space in St. Paul, I will pop up. So it's pretty great. Oh, I'm probably gonna butcher this name, but Leon George. She said, beautiful, where is this? I am in Minnesota, you guys. I'm located in Minnesota. The studio is in St. Paul. Trinidad Mobilista asked me how long did it take. So I got this space in 2020. 2020 was a crazy year for us. We got the studio, we bought a house, so we moved, we got 2 dogs. Like 2020 was insane, and plus the pandemic, right? When I first got this space, I originally thought it was just gonna be for me, and I was just gonna be like taking pictures here and like working with clients, because I was doing branding and marketing and photography. So I figured I just wanted like a headquarters. I wanted a space where my clients could come and we could work. But the pandemic happened, so things kind of slowed down with people traveling to me and me traveling to other people as well. So it kind of sat, you guys. It sat for about 10 months. Where I would just pop in and be like, hey, studio, and then leave. Like, I really wasn't in here. I was just paying rent. I almost let it go, but my husband wouldn't let me. He was like, no. Then in 2021, I started traveling again with my clients, for my clients, and I started getting introduced into like the idea of renting out spaces. I started getting introduced to like Peerspace and commercial spaces, and I was like, I have a whole building back at home that I'm doing absolutely nothing with. This baby needs to go online. So that's pretty much when we started renovating. Renovating took about, I want to say 7 months, and that's only because me and my husband, we did it ourselves. We did receive help from my best friend's husband. He helped out with like taking down a room. We had another room back there, which I'll show you guys, but it's now just an open floor plan. I mean, it just opens up the space even more, which I completely love. It was a little tight up in here when we first came in here. I remember viewing the space, and the landlord was like, you know, like, are you sure you want this space? What happened was, not to go off on a tangent, but we were looking for spaces. This will answer someone's question, because someone asked, how did I find the space? We were actively looking for a year probably. To the point where we stopped looking online and we just got in the field. Like, we got in the car and started driving around trying to find places that said for rent. I can't remember with this one. I can't remember with this one specifically if we seen it online. I think we might have found this one online, or we were driving around. I can't remember. But when we came here, it wasn't this space. This space, our landlord owns like a big property, like building. I'm in a building, right? But I have a private entrance. A lot of these spaces over here have private entrances, which is really nice. They're like little, not like suites, they're like almost like a little apartment if you think about it. But we looked at a space that was downstairs and it was nice, bright, had natural light. It was beautiful, but it didn't have a bathroom. And the assistant to our landlord, she's adorable. She's so cute. She was like, hey, let's not forget to, she was like talking to the landlord. She's like, let's not forget to put that other one up on Craigslist. That's what it is. Yep. We seen it online. And then I was like, what other one? Like my nosy self. I'm like, what other one? And she was like, oh, you don't want to see it. It's a dump. Like, you don't even want to go there. And I'm like, but I do want to go there. And she was like, it's upstairs. We can take a look, but I'm telling you, like, it's a mess. So we went upstairs, came here, and she was right. It was definitely a mess. But when I tell you, when I walked in, even with that other room not even being knocked down and not being able to see the full vision, I immediately was like, yes, I want this one. Yes, I'll take it. And then I got excited and I started talking to them about the ideas that I had and like what I could do in here. And they got excited and they even knocked some money off of the rent. Because they were like, well, if you're gonna put all that money in here, then we can, we can work something out. Which I appreciate them. I love my landlord and his assistant Sue. They're amazing, great to work with. I asked them about the wall, about that room, and I was like, am I able to like take this down? They said do whatever, as long as I don't mess with the structure of the, the place, the unit, that I was fine. So we knocked that down, and from there we just hit the pavement. We changed out the floors. The floors were like this orange and black type of carpet. We ripped that up. That took about 3 months to rip up because the people that were here before, they were here for years and years and years. And what happened was when they put down that carpet, they put down tons of glue. So we rented all these crazy machines to try to get the glue up, and it was horrible. So we did have to pay somebody eventually to get that up, which still took a very long time for them to get all that up so we can then install the vinyl floor that we have in here now. So yeah, someone asked what were the renovations that was done inside of the studio. So segueing into that, I'll just start talking about, so I just told you about the floor. We also did the stairs. The stairs were carpet as well. It was so bad, you guys. It was so, I'm gonna try to find pictures, but I ended up switching phones and I lost a lot of my stuff because I didn't back my phone up. So, but I'm sure I post something. I have something on Instagram, I'm sure. But I'll post what I do have. But the carpet had to go. Next was the bathroom. The bathroom was black and red, you guys. And I totally DIY'd it. Amazon did out, honey. Put wallpaper up. Got a new mirror. We got a new sink. I was on the hunt for a sink. Like I took Instagram on that whole journey with me to find a sink. New light fixtures. Everything just new. We painted it. My husband's uncle, which is my uncle, he came and painted the space for me because the walls were blue and yellow and tan. It was horrid, y'all. It was so bad. But we painted the entire studio white. Eventually, actually just last year, I did lime wash 2 walls in here just to give it a little contrast because everything was so white. And then from there, you guys, I just slowly started bringing in things. I did not buy everything at once. Like I said, I've had this space for 3 years, but I started buying stuff like a year and a half ago. The first thing I bought was this couch that I'm sitting on, which I got from Wayfair, and then the mirror. Those were the first 2 things. Those were the only things in here for the longest. So yeah, as far as renovations, the most that we've done is like painting, taking down that wall where that room was, and the floor. We also did take out there was like a kitchenette. We took that out, broke that down, took that out, and then installed like a new one. which still needs to be finished, but I'll show you guys the progress. Y'all will see it. It's Amanda Martrice. She asked how much would she need to get started, and then she also asked what platforms do I use for marketing. So I answered the other one. I use my website and Peerspace, but to get started, you guys, I literally just had the first month's rent. Now, listen, even though I was on the search, I wasn't thinking that I would find something that quick. No, I think I had 2 months rent. I think we ended up paying like 2 months rent when we first got the space. However, I am very impulsive. I am a Virgo through and through. Like, it is like so bad. I jump to things and I'm like, I'll figure it out later. Like, we'll worry about the logistics later. I would recommend to have at least 2 to 3 months of rent. That way, during that time of you getting the space up, you can invest in furniture, you can invest in remodeling and painting and all that stuff, and not have to pay rent and then, you know, try to buy things here and there, and then all of a sudden you got to come up with rent again, because y'all know rent be coming around like next week and I just paid you. So I would definitely recommend squaring your rent away, whatever that is going to be, as well as your utilities. Thankfully, the only thing that I pay for in here is my electricity, and also internet, but I don't pay for like water or gas or anything like that. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend 2 to 3 months of your rent. And when I say your rent, of course, you're not sure like what it's actually going to be until you find a space, but you can at least save and start saving around the budget that you would like to pay for when it comes to rent. Makita Smith, CEO, said, it wasn't a question, it was more like a statement. She said, I want a luxury content studio, but the way my time is set up, it might take a while. This is beautiful. And I responded and said, it doesn't require a lot of time. And she said to get it like built out and find a space. And I say no. I think, people immediately think of furniture, and this was another question, so I'll answer this as well. Someone asked, how did I find my furniture and how I found all my accessories. Like, my studio is accessory crazy. I have so many gadgets and little things that creatives can use, and I love it. But when I mentioned to her that it doesn't take a lot of time, I was thinking that she thought that she would have to be here. People have spaces and they have the locks on the door where you can do it remotely. You can always hire an assistant to let people in or to clean it once a week. It doesn't require a lot of time. Like I said, I am hardly ever here, and that's just because, I mean, I have renters here, and I don't think to like come by. It's not like my office, you know what I mean? Now, as far as getting it built out, now that did take time. However, we did things impulsively, so we weren't fully prepared to even hire people or pay people to come in here. That's why we did a lot of the things ourselves. Now, if you do the things the right way, I think they can get done in a timely manner, especially if you find a space. Like, I got a fixer-upper. You can find a space with 4 walls, nice lighting, even if it's not like windows. I have no windows in my space, but you know, with nice can lighting, a lot of spaces are ready to go. You just have to furnish it. So kind of think of it like that. This was a fixer-upper. That's why it took a while. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the space. So that's why it took time. But if you map it out like a business plan, just like a business plan, it won't take that long. People are throwing content studios up left and right, especially in Atlanta and LA. Maybe they are popping the things up left and right, and it is taking days at this point. When it comes to furnishing, listen. If y'all don't go to thrift stores and vintage stores and Facebook Market, a lot of the things like this is from Wayfair, but everything else is like from Home Goods. So many things are from the thrift store. So many things are from vintage stores. And then those stores, I mean, vintage stores where I am, I was able to bargain. Like my dining chair, or the chairs that I have at the table, those are from a vintage store. They originally wanted $400. I kind of like haggled them and got all 4 chairs for $100. You know, like, you can find things. This this fireplace mantle, which was actually black or gray, some child. I got this from Facebook Market for $20. Like, you can find things that you want and furnish it over time. I didn't buy all these things in a day. I bought all these things over time. So give yourself grace, give yourself a time limit. And yeah, just be easy on yourself, make a goal, make a business plan, and then roll that thing out. Lux Mumbai said, I'm intrigued. When did you decide to create a studio / space? It's a big move. I've always worked for not always. I worked for myself since 2014. So I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been a creative. I always knew that once I started photography that I wanted my own space. Now, I didn't think that it would be this. Never did I think it would be this. But like I said, back in 2021, when I started traveling for my clients and seeing other cities with these spaces that you can shoot out of, knowing that there, at the time also, there wasn't a lot of spaces in Minnesota that was doing or offering other creatives to come in and rent out their space for a few hours in exchange for some money. I knew that I just wanted to bring that here. So, I guess I didn't think about it like that. I guess it is a big move. How I honestly thought about it, child, was, baby, it's just another expense. It's just another bill on the tab. But I mean, if you market it right, you show up for it, you create it intentionally for, you know, specific creatives, it's gonna pay for itself. It really will. I'm going to butcher these names, so I'm just gonna put a picture up right here of who asked what. She said, looks cozy, would love to hear what the decor inspo was. I love a good neutral tone. Like, my home is neutral. I am a neutral babe. I know some people be like, oh my God, where's the color? It ain't here. It is not here. However, we do want to open up another space, me and my husband, that is a reflection of other people. So colorful, something completely opposite of this, because I know this isn't everyone's style. Not that it has to be, but I would love to have options for people. But my space honestly was inspired by, I love Spanish style homes. Like, I love the beams, I love the tones, I love the warmth. So that's one thing that caught my attention when I walked in this space, was the beams. I was like, I always wanted exposed brick in a space, or I wanted exposed beams. So I was like, yep, that's my space. I want that right now. But honestly, I just love mid-century modern is another one that I really, really like. And you can see the mid-century modern with like some of the metal pieces. Like, I put these lights in here that actually I did not have to wire. Like, shout out to me. I used a little TikTok hack, which I'm very proud of. I have like this really funky chair in here that I really like, found at the thrift store, y'all, for $20. And when I looked it up online, it was like $300. Like, I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on the thrift stores. But along with mid-century modern, I really like, I would even say a little Scandinavian, pretty much. Like, that's why I got so much white in here. It's honestly a mixture of things that I like. It's not just one genre or one style. I like what I like, and it works together. I feel like it works together. I try not to do too much in here, but I do have a lot of things. I'm definitely not minimalist. As much as I would like to be, it's not minimalist in here at all. But yeah, I would say a little bit of Scandinavian with mid-century modern vibes, with a little bit of Spanish style up in there, with a little bit of rustic vibes, because I have a lot of woods and browns and, you know, just those good warm tones and textures. So yeah, I never really thought about that. I literally just styled this space with things that I like and things that felt good to me. Official Alexandria asked me, where did I find the decor for my studio? Again, all over, you guys. As far as places that I've ordered from online, it's probably just been Wayfair. No, I've ordered some things from CB2 as well. I think like just some little trinkets. My pompous is from CB2. My pompous is actually from CB2 and my wedding. Me and my husband got married in 2021. I almost forgot what year we got married in. 2021 we got married, and I had a boho rustic themed wedding, and we had so much pompous, and the lady was like, you can take this, like it's dead, so you can take it, do whatever you want with it. And we still have pompous, so hopefully I don't get sick from it. I don't know why, that's just strange to me, like just to have this furry dust fan up in here. But I have a lot of pompous, y'all, because of my wedding. But Home Goods is another place. IKEA for some of like my tables from IKEA. I have a desk in here that's from IKEA. I think I have a mirror in here from IKEA too. My shelves are from IKEA. This bookshelf is from Target. A lot of the art is from magazines or Home Goods. A lot of like the vases, the cups, Home Goods. A lot of those are from Home Goods or the thrift store. The couch, Wayfair, pillows, Home Goods. The table that I have in the shooting area is also from IKEA. The TV console is from Target. The chairs at the little meeting area are from a vintage store. Curtains are from Amazon. Yeah, it's kind of just all over. Beat Slay Love. So she asked, what are the average monthly business expenses to maintain a space like this? Love the idea. It's gonna be different for everybody. So my rent is under $1,400, and with the utilities, that's like another $100. So for my space specifically, I would say it's about $1,700, including rent, including utilities, including maintenance as far as like cleaning. I do stock my studio. Guests that I have are welcome to have snacks and drinks and all type of stuff, so I do provide that. And then like, you know, regular maintenance things like tissue, paper towels, soap, all that. Yeah, about $1,700 a month. Jaleesa asked, are there any plans for renovations anytime soon? Honestly, the only two things that we have coming up is the back room, which will soon be a podcast room, and then the kitchenette. We just have to finish out that cabinetry, and we're gonna add a mini fridge. Felicia asked, are there any changes since my last visit? This is one of my clients that I had visit. No, I don't think so. I don't know if the kitchenette was here when you came. But that's probably the only thing. I haven't done too many renovations since you've been here last. Chandler Tiara, hopefully I'm saying that right. She asked, how did I get started? I kind of went through that just a little bit. I literally had the idea of having a space for myself until I realized that I just wanted to open this space up for other people. I knew I didn't just want this for myself. After I've had the studio for a while, just sitting back, I knew that along with traveling, seeing that other people were able to rent their space out, and also just remembering how I felt when I was able to find like a dope studio in another city. Like, oh my gosh, I love this space. I'm coming back. I killed my shoot here. This was bomb. This was amazing. I loved that feeling of when I left those spaces, and I wanted other people to have that same thing. Also in Minnesota, there are not a lot of creatives here. So there wasn't at the time. We starting to get up there now. But at the time, there wasn't even a lot of spaces for other people to create. I know when I was getting my content, I went to the same space over and over and over and over again because there was no other space remotely close to the aesthetic and the vibe that I was going for like that studio did. So I knew that I wanted to, just create that for not just myself, but for other creatives as well. And yeah, I used my own money. I didn't get any funding or anything like that. I didn't get any grants or loans. I just paid out of my pocket. And yeah. The Diary of Key asked what were my first steps, and honestly my first steps was finding the location and looking in spaces. Like even when we were online, we were looking in specific cities that I knew I wanted to be in. We used to have a space in Minneapolis, and I am a lazy driver. Like I hate driving, so I knew I didn't want anything too far. I wanted something that I could get to quick if anything were to happen at the space or if I needed to be here. I just was looking for a location that was overall easy to get to, wasn't crazy off the freeway, not a lot of traffic, but some traffic, if you know what I mean, like not too busy where you can't find any parking. That was big for me. I wanted people to be able to find parking. So think about, list all of the things that you want in a space. Of course, you're not gonna be able, just like you're buying a house, you're not gonna be able to get exactly everything that you want. For instance, I have no windows in here outside of my door, my main door. But other than that, I have a bathroom in here. I have multiple rooms. I have storage. I have a private entrance. It just, I had to weigh it out. I had to weigh it out, make it make sense for you. So I would say start there, list out the things that you want, and the things that you are like, no, I'm not compromising on this. I absolutely need this. And then the things where you can, like, you know, waver a little bit. Then from there, figure out your budget, all of that. The Fearless Mommy, she said, mine is in reference to choosing a location. What are some tips you would give to find a commercial space? And I kinda just gave it. You know, just pay attention to what's important to you and how you would want to show up to a space if you were renting it out. So do you want to be walking up flights of stairs? Do you want an elevator? Are you handicap accessible? You know, like, think of things that you would think of. Or is there natural lighting? I would think of those things before you just start, you know, going out looking at places, because you might fall in love with something, but then it may not absolutely work according to, you know, the things that are on your list. So I would say start there. When it comes to commercial spaces, it's not that hard though. Just like houses, they be having these signs on their windows, the for rent signs. Get out and drive in the locations. I would definitely recommend this. Get out and drive in the locations where you would eventually want one. Because you'll see signs, you'll see the for rent signs and stuff like that. You'll see the lease signs and stuff like that. So if you can't find them on Craigslist or even on Facebook, I don't know why they be in the market, but they be having like commercial spaces on Facebook Market. But outside of that, get outside, drive around in spaces that you would want to rent. All right, y'all, I think that's the end of the questions. Now, if we need to do a part 2, I will definitely do a part 2. I got you, girl. Don't trip. Go ahead and leave your questions in the comments below. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys a little montage of the space, okay? And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for all the people that asked a question. Shout out to y'all. If you are not following me on Threads, what are you doing? Follow me on Threads, okay? And follow me on Instagram and TikTok and all of the things. Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. If you enjoyed this video, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Future Nas here. I just want to jump in and talk about briefly where that other room was that I was explaining. And so from right here, to like right there, all the way down here, over here, this is where the room was. So all this basically is where another room was. It was another wall, it was another door, and it had a window on it. It was just strange. So we knocked that down and we opened it up. Yeah. This also was yellow, I think. I can't remember. I think it was yellow or blue. We ended up painting it black, and just putting it somewhere. And this is something else to think about. This also, I wanted to touch on the type of spaces that you can have just really quick. Now, I know I didn't mention it in the video. I forgot to, but keep in mind why you want to rent your space out. Some people want to have parties at their space. They want to be able to have events. Some people want to just host meetings where teams can come and meet and discuss, you know, meeting things. Companies might need a space to shoot. Keep in mind those things, like, do you have neighbors? Are they loud? All of those things you want to take into consideration. And what made me think about that, specifically Peerspace, when you put your space on their site, they ask you, what can this space be used for? So you can put things on there like you don't want no kids in there. You can put things in there like no parties. You can put things in there like no cooking or no smoking or no nudity. All these different things you can put inside of the details when you do launch your space. So a lot of people will see my space and they say, I hear this a lot, they're like, oh my gosh, I would love something like that. I can't wait to be able to do something like that. You don't need a space like this. I'm gonna just put this out there. You can have a little 400 square foot space. with 4 walls. There is something, when you look on Peerspace, there is something for everybody. There is something for people that are looking just for, I just need 4 walls. I need 4 white walls so I can shoot this little thing real quick. You know, keep that in mind. Everything doesn't have to look like this. You don't need crazy backdrops. You don't need anything. Sometimes people are just looking for a space. So keep that in mind and let that first space be the starter point for you. And then from there, get another one and get another one and get another one. I just wanted to put that on. I just wanted to put that out there because I know somebody is going to be like, I can't wait. Because I was like that. Don't wait. Work with what you got now and then build from there, because there's always somebody looking for something, okay? All right, let's get back to the video.